Of course, I've learned a little bit more now, and obviously that was a foundation of Samas, some of those the movements you were showing. What is the premise and the philosophy behind this style that you've developed?
The premise is that it's for the street. Most of the martial arts that you see we do is for tournaments,
right,
or dojo, point fighting,
yeah,
and also for demonstrations. And a lot of it is good. I'm not kicking anything, but there are times when you're out on the street, you can't use a lot of those things.
Exactly. It might look pretty, but it doesn't work sometimes.
So you want to have something that you can do that is going to be within the law. A lot of people don't realize it, that you just can't go out there and beat somebody up.
Exactly. That's a good thing you brought the law. Right. I mean, that's important.
So you have to consider it, if it's not a life-threatening situation, then control is what you need.
Exactly.
When it becomes a life-threatening situation, then you go all out, because then it's what they call self-defense. We call self-offense.
And in the martial arts, we developed that premonition to know whether it's going to be a life-threatening situation. We're trained to pick up little telltale signs.
Right. Well, you know that if a guy comes and put a knife on your throat like that, that's a life-threatening situation.
Exactly.
So you have to understand that if a man has a knife on your throat, you've got only one choice.
And that's
to dispatch that individual, and especially if it's more than just one person.
Right.
That's another thing. You don't want, if you have a confrontation with more than one individual, you don't want to just hit somebody and he can come back at you again. You want to make sure that he doesn't come up.
Exactly, and that's why a lot of these karate movies, or martial arts movies, I should say, not karate, but they show guys bouncing up after 20 or 30 shots to the face, and they're still getting up fighting.
Listen, if I hit you, if I hit you once and you don't go down, goodbye.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
That's what I said,
because there's something either wrong with my technique or something wrong with the individual that I'm hitting.
He's on something.
So he's on something, and I'm not going to stay there to find out what it is.
Which is an important point to bring up.
There it is. The foundation is based on all the things that I have studied and looked at and just changed around to meet those elements for that on the street.
Which is, in all the years of research that you've done, I mean, whether it be on the battlefield with soldiers and through growing up in Manhattan and New York City itself, has given you a lot of, I guess, background on what it's like to be involved in real situations.
Yes, it has. I've been in life-threatening situations, and I've been in situations where the first time I ever used my martial arts is the last time I ever want to do it that way.
Exactly.
Because I just went completely blank. I don't know what happened.
Something takes over, that adrenaline and that mindset.
That's it. Something took over, and I was completely out of it. And until I've just heard my name being yelled from a distance, and I felt like I was tied up. And what had happened, one of my friends had waited for the opportune moment where he could grab me and hold me. Yeah. And he said he was holding and yelling at me for 15 minutes.
It's like you're in a hypnotic state.
I was.
Your brain just took over and an instinct kicked in.
Yeah.
And you reacted.
And so I just reacted. It was something that, only thing I remembered was going back at the individual, and that was it.
That was the
last thing I remember.
Needs to know.
And I was told that when I came back at him, he had broke the bottle of beer that he had and was coming to gut me with it. But the police wanted to know where I was cut, and I said I didn't get cut.
You didn't get cut.
I couldn't figure that out. But it was 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I just went off.
And that's the whole part of the training when the psalmist is teaching with that realistic situation, learning how to get that instinct and make it work for you.
Yes, but also is it what I don't want my students or anyone that studies psalmists anymore is to, when you go into a situation like that, be aware.
Of course, yeah.
Don't lose it, because if you lose it, then you never know.
And you're responsible for your actions. People should know that.
You are responsible. It doesn't matter whether there's 5. I was just in a country at the time when I used it where it didn't matter. As a matter of fact, the German prosecutor, wanted to know if I wanted to prosecute these guys.
Wow.
And they were in the hospital. So I figured that was enough. But you see, other places now, if I was in England, I would have to go to jail before that.
The laws are different.
So the laws are different in every place. And I would suggest that anyone practicing any martial art, for them to first find out what the law is in their country or their city before they go out there and
read those books. I got one when I first. I got the American Trained Fighter and the law, and you have to learn these things. What do you see martial arts going to? That's a question that nobody likes to answer, but it's important to find out because everybody has different views, and I'll respect yours.
Well, I would say if the organization that I'm a member of now, if we can, we're growing. That's the Soakiship, World Head of Family Soakiship Council. We're growing, and eventually we'll be able to get in a position where we can stop a lot of the, what do we call them, storefront type black belt.
What's the word?
There's another word for it.
Diploma mill.
The diploma mill.
That's
right.
it, diploma mill.
We can stop this mill because what it is doing, it is putting a black eye on the martial art itself.
And it's saturating
the art.
Yeah.
And people are going out there trying to do things and getting hurt.
And it's given a bad name, like you said.
is.
It's really put a black eye.
There was one man in Russia that I taught something to, and he's out there now telling people he's an expert. And so far, he's gotten about 5 people killed in the bodyguard business, telling them that this is what they're supposed to do.
That's a shame.
And we're having people here teaching young kids to go out, and they're going to go out and do those things, and next thing you know, we're going to have a problem.
Well, hopefully with
this organization, we can put an end to that.
Stop that, and I'm all for that. That's an important thing to know. And you know, everything that you've put forth, and now doing this, I guess this is a big thing for you now with the Soakiship Council, putting this together, this effort to try and now stabilize what the martial arts is all about.
Right.
And you know, of course, we're out of time. I'd love to go into a little bit more, but it's an important thing people should realize. They should really seek out and look for the right school and make the right decision before they just jump right into it. But thank you for coming down. I learned a lot, as well as our viewers. I'm sure have learned a lot. And I look forward to having you back again. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.